Okay, so keeping with the series, we will now be looking at 2015, if I'm right, June 2015, question number 9. There are two questions there. We'll take the two questions there and we'll try to handle those questions. We look at question number 9A, and it says the first step of an AP. So hence I'm told is an AP. I'll just say UN equal to A plus N minus 1D. Alright, and I'm also told that the first term of an AP, which is A, is equal to negative 8. If the common ratio of the seventh term, if the ratio, or rather the ratio of the seventh term to the ninth term, it means U7 over U9, this will be equal to A plus 6D all over A plus 8D is equal to 5 over 8. 5 over 8. Then it will mean that what? Taking these two parts, 8 multiplied by A plus 6D will be equal to 8 into A plus 6D will be equal to 5 into A plus 8D. Now please take note of this. When you're solving problems, try as much as possible not to introduce too many things at the start. A student can decide at this point to just put the 8 there and work, but I have decided not to opt with that method because of the understanding I have. Alright, so I can open this. I'm going to have 8A plus 48D equal to 5A plus what? 40D. You're going to see the reason why I opted for this method now. This will be 48D minus 40D. The objective is to make life easy for you. 5A minus 8A. So you're going to have what? 8D being equal to what? 3, negative 3A. What is A? A is what? 8. Negative 8. So that means 8D will be equal to negative 3 times what? Negative 8. So what do? This 8 can cancel this 8. Negatives and negatives will give you positive. So D will be equal to what? 3. So sometimes in an exam setup, you need to look for a way to clear. Don't be too much in a hurry to make substitution. Take it gradually first and clear out. And you see that in less than many lines, I have that problem worked out. Now, question B is testing another area of maths. A trader bought 30 baskets of pawpaw, which I'm going to call P, and 100 baskets of mango, which I'm going to call M, for 2,400. So I will say M, let M be mangoes, and P be purple. By this I mean baskets of that number. Now, so it says that a trader bought 30 baskets of pawpaw and 100 baskets of what? Mango. For what amount? Which means for 2,450 naira. So 30 of this basket, which each basket is going to cost something. This is going to cost something. So we don't know what that is. So we need to factor that one in. It means that each of the basket will represent a certain or a said amount. Now, the next interesting thing we need to look at here is that 10 can divide through. It means that 3P plus 10M will be equal to 245. Now, these are things you need to see as you solve problems. Now, the next thing you're told is that she sold the pawpaw at a profit of what? 40%. Now, what does 40% mean? 40% means 100 plus 40. So if this is a cost price, the selling price is going to be what? If cost price is 100%, which would imply 1, it means that the selling price for say for what? For mango will be what? 140, which is the profit she has made on it, and which I will tag as what? 1.4. So going back to the question, it says she sold the pawpaw at a cost price of at a profit of 40%. Oh, 40%, this should be pawpaw, sorry about that. And then the mangoes for a cost price of what? For a profit of what? 30%. Yes. If her profit on the entire transaction is what? 855. What? Find the cost price. So if the cost price is this and the selling price is 140, I may choose to go this way, or I may choose not to go in this direction. Now look at what I could do. Now I'm told that she made a profit of 30%. So that would mean that from here, profits. Now, what would the profit be? This gives me an idea of what this P here is essentially what the price would be. Okay, so we are told that the entire profit of this transaction is 855. Now, this technically is a cost price. This times a certain cost price of this, plus this times a certain cost price of this gives you this. So if she made a profit of what? 855, it means that 30p times a certain profit margin, which is what? 0.4 plus 100 times is 100 times a certain profit, because that 0.4 will suggest the profit margin, the profit on the cost price will give me what? 855. So what do? I multiply this with this. I'm going to get 12p 40m being equal to 855. So with this, I now have a second equation, this and then this. So I will then write them together. 3p plus 10m equal to 245, and 12p plus 40m being equal to what? 855. Okay, so that's settled. I'll need to multiply this by 4. If I multiply this by 4, to get 12 here, I'm going to get what? 12p plus 10m equal to this should be 100 and what? 140, I think, and then 12p plus I hope I got that right. 12p plus 40m will be equal to 855. There's something I missed.
Multiply the 10 and 4.
This will give me 40. No doubt, but there's still something I missed here.
245 times 4 is 908.
Okay, so let's try to figure this out. Like I said, it's a live class, and sometimes in an exam setup, you're bound to make this mistake. Remember that the profit margin for selling mango is 0.3. It's 30%. So this will be 0.3. So this will give me 30 here. That's why I was trying to wonder why my answer wasn't clicking. So that will be 30%. So that said, this becomes this will be 30. This becomes 30, and yes, that becomes 30. This will also be 30 by that correction. And then I'm going to have that 10m will be equal to 100 and what? 125. I hope I'm right with that. 5, 7, okay? And then m will be equal to what? 12.5, which will be like saying m is equal to what? 12 naira 50 kobo, if we got that analogy right. Okay, now with what we've done so far, from the question we discovered that it says she sold the pawpaw at a profit of 40%. There is a direct relationship between percentage and decimal or fraction. 40% corresponds to 0.4 and 30% will correspond to what? 0.3. So that's what I've done here. This description of this problem talks about the profit that was made. That's why the total became what? 855 as indicated by the question. So I've gotten m to be 12 naira 50 kobo. So from here, I can now obtain my what? My p. I can pick this equation from 3p plus 10m equal to 245, which is what I got here. It will mean that m is equal to 12.5. So I can put that in this equation, which will mean that what? 3p plus 10 into 125 will be equal to 12.5 will go to 245. So 3p will be equal to, or plus 125 will be equal to 245, meaning that 3p will be equal to 245 minus 125. What is 245 minus 125? That will simply be what? 120. So by way of calculation, we can now obtain that what? P will be what? 40. So P will be what? 40 naira. So it means that the cost price of pawpaw will be what? 40 naira. And the cost price of mangoes will be what? 12 naira 50 kobo. Now the question goes ahead to treat a very essential part, which we'll handle right now. Okay, so you see that we made some mistakes in course of solving and we're able to spot and correct it. Now we discovered that the cost price of mango will be equal to 12 naira 50 kobo. I think that's right. And then the cost price of pawpaw will be equal to 40 naira. So the implication there is this, that for 100 mangoes, it will be what? 100 times 12 naira 50 kobo, which will give me what? 1,250 naira. So that will be the cost of 100 mangoes as indicated in the question. So that's the solution. You discover that we made some mistakes. I didn't try to create a wonderful video by trying to cut those things out, because these are the things you would face in the examination hall. It's important for you to be able to figure out where you have made a mistake and prefer appropriate solutions to them. Alright, so we're done with that.